Hello and welcome to the Inferno. This is episode 36. So this episode is going to be about your worthiness. What God intended for you to receive in this lifetime, not what the narcissist has done. So whether you're in a relationship, which I call situationship, with a narcissist, and you started searching out, maybe you started trusting that God-given intuition instead of being gaslit, instead of trusting the narcissist's words instead of their actions. This is a journey of your worthiness and a realization that God did not create you to live under a cloak of lies. And what is a narcissist? They're an entire lie. Not all people, I was thinking about this with worthiness, not all people that get enmeshed with a narcissist are lacking self-worth. And I'm not just talking self-esteem, I'm talking knowing you're a divine child of God. There are well-meant, good-hearted people, very, I guess, educated people in the traditional sense that get bamboozled and sucked into a situation with a narcissist because the deceiver comes subtly. And so collectively, we're in this revealing of deception, narcissism, facades. And there's a reason that it's happening on the micro and macro level at this time. You see, our creator that created us did not create us to live under a cloak of lies, and the narcissist is a complete lie. They initially got enmeshed and entangled with you for a purpose. They had every opportunity to not mess with one of God's children, but they've chose to latch on to you for a reason, right? Because they start out in the beginning just in awe over you and you're the one and, oh, you're my soulmate. But really, it's about a parasitic situation. They were after something. Narcissists are about control, not love. Narcissists are about manipulation, not a connection. And so we were not created by our God to be just an option to people. And if you've been in a situation with a narcissist, you'll know that you were just an option because they're always fishing, they're always hunting, they're always out there seeking outside of themselves. They're never content with one person. They're never content with what they have. They're not happy in peace because they choose chaos. They choose drama. They choose deception. And those aren't the things that the children of God live by. The children of God live by love and real connection, not control and manipulation. We weren't created to be a doormat. We were created to be elevated by those that we are in relationships. We were created to have love and admiration in relationships. We're created to withhold a value to people, to be appreciated by people. And the narcissist does none of this. No matter what you do, no matter how pure your heart is, they never appreciate you. They never value you. And ultimately, it leads back to the fact that they don't value themselves because they could have chosen from the get-go if they weren't really that interested in you, if they weren't going to bamboozle you into a situation with them, if they were doing it out of integrity. If, as many of you know, when they start to disengage from you because they're interested in other sources of supply, They're very trifling. They're very vindictive, and a very strong arrogance comes forward in them, the true colors of who they are. So today's topic about your worthiness, I'm talking about what God created you and you incarnated on this planet to be. And it was not to be entangled with a narcissist. Although you can take the lessons that you have endured through the pain, through the deception, through the seduction, through the manipulation that a narcissist inflicted in your life. You see, because a lot of people, and I just rebuke this, will say that, well, you were lacking something in your life in order to fall for a narcissist. No, that's not true. Because they are manipulators. They're predators. And there was some sort of supply, some sort of fuel that they fed off from, like a bottom feeder, like a parasite, whether it be sex, whether it be you doing their laundry, whether it be you creating the facade of a normal person. I'm a normal husband, I'm a normal wife to the outside world, because that's the important fleshly thing to them. They're very superficial. What goes on within a narcissist is never revealed in the beginning, because they know you'd have nothing to do with them. So I want you to remember this, whether you are still in a situation with a narcissist, or if you are if you're searching out narcissism, like I was when I was first blindsided and had this dot connect. God revealed to me. See, the narcissist likes to think that they're getting one over on you, but really, ultimately, at the end of the day, God will reveal to you the truth of what you've been in. God will reveal, the light will reveal the deception and the backstabbing and the manipulation and the control, because our Creator wants better for us. So on my healing journey, I want to share this with you because I want you to remember your worthiness, because a narcissist, as you know, or maybe you don't know yet, is very, very good at chiseling away at your self-worth. They will start making you think that you're the problem by questioning their behavior. They will ultimately, especially when they're starting to disengage, to monkey branch to somebody else, because there's always somebody else. A narcissist will not be found alone on a healing journey. That's just not what they do. They will start belittling little things about you. You will start seeing the disdain that they have for you coming out physically, outwardly, whether it be through facial expressions, through more arrogant actions that they take. When they're ready to bounce out to another supply source and you're being disengaged from, they won't hide that anymore. They won't hide behind a mask like they did in the beginning when they were after you, being the bloodsuckers that they are. And so back to the self-worth, we have to rebuild our connection that's always been there with God. We have to rebuild our self-worth and the core of who we are and knowing our worthiness. Because again, like I said in the beginning, God, creator of the universe, did not create us to live under a cloak of lies, and the narcissist is a lie. They're deceivers. They are chaos. They are drama. They do not help create peace. They do not create stability, because if you think back through the situationships with a narcissist, you may have been anchoring down as a chosen one, as God's child, the stability in the relationship. But if you think about it, you were probably most likely running around behind a narcissist, putting fires out that they started. They create drama unnecessary drama. They create unnecessary chaos. And so we have to remember our worth on the healing journey, because it's not easy. And without God, creator, source, I don't find that you can have the ability to recover from the deception and the manipulation and the control and the flat out abuse that you've endured by being enmeshed with a narcissist. They came into your world to destroy you. And I want to challenge you today to regain your self-worth, and do not allow what you've been through in the abuse of a narcissistic relationship to destroy you. I would like you to resurrect yourself. I want you to be real and raw with yourself and grieve, because as I've said many times, we grieve even toxic people and what we thought was. I can't do this line through the back of my video. Hold on a minute. No, I'm going to have to take those down and put new ones up, because I can't do that line going through the back of my video. It's not easy on the eyes. So anyway, I digress. If you're new to my channel today, I am Lady Virgo. I am here to shed a light on narcissistic abuse. I am here to speak truth. I am here to share experiences in the hopes that you remember who you are as a child of God and regain your self-worth, because it was never the narcissist who should have been able to take that away from you in the first place. And it's crazy, because they will subtly chisel away at the most strong person. And that's how the deceiver comes, right? The devil don't come with a tail and horns and colored in red. A deceiver comes through people who are deceivers and liars, who themselves live under a cloak of lies, and then suck you into their, what they call shared fantasy, I call a freaking nightmare. They don't celebrate you. They tolerate you for as long as they feel the need to use you. They don't respect you or admire you. They're jealous of you. They don't view you as priority. They view you as an option, and that is not what God created you or me for. They'll never heal. They'll never change for the better. They only shapeshift and become a different character for those that they choose to go monkey branch next to. So I want to just read a couple Bible verses to encourage you to remove the scales from your eyes, to rebuild your self-worth, and that is through God. To remember your divinity and why you're here on this earth plane in a short time in the physical vessel. And so from 1 Samuel 16:7, but the Lord said to Samuel, do not look on his appearance or his stature, because I have rejected him. The Lord does not see as mortals see. They look at an outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. So think back of your time, or perhaps your time in a situation with a narcissist now. They are very superficial, and wherever that false persona can be fed, that's where they're going to go. There's no depth to them. There's no substance to them. Their hearts are cold and dark and jealous and envious. And so those are the things, and those are the values. People of an integrity, people of truth, people who respect and lift others up. That is not a narcissist. I was married to one legally for 13 years that never had the best interest of me. And if you've been enmeshed with a narcissist, they do not have the best interest of you at heart neither. They're liars, they're deceivers, they're backstabbers, they slander people, they smear people. And it's all about that deception. So remember that as your worthiness through God is you will be known by your heart. Were you pure? Were you invested? Many of us that have been enmeshed with a narcissist were. And occasionally when karma does finally give them what they deserve and we reap what we sow and they get hooked up with another narcissist, they will face the demise and the chaos. They'll be in a battle of control with each other. They'll be manipulating with each other. They don't have true connection. It's all superficial. So another Bible verse that I chose to read tonight is Proverbs 27:8. And this I'm going to say specifically, you know, if you know, as I know, that marriage means absolutely nothing to a narcissist other than more control. They don't realize that it's more than just the fleshly go to the chapel to get married or go to the courthouse to get married or whatever the marriage was done, that there was actually a God. Now, I don't want to say ordained because it's not ordained, but it may have been for you if you're authentic. If you're saying vows to each other and you're making a promise to somebody, God still sees that as well, even though it was never real for a narcissist. It was never genuine for a narcissist. But perhaps for you, like it was for me, somebody who is of truth, who is in the heart, who was invested 110% in a marriage that I didn't know was all fake and chaos and deception. God knows your heart, but God also knows theirs. So if you're breaking that vow, which they do, they all do, they cheat from day one, they deceive from day one because they live under a cloak of lie, and then you get sucked into the lie, you're living a lie with them, even though you're genuine. The shared fantasy, which I call a nightmare, God still sees that. Whether they think it's poo-poo, oh, we can just get divorced and go on to the next, it's irrelevant because God sees it all. So from Proverbs 27:8, like a bird that strays from its nest is a man who strays from his home. Silly bird, don't stray from your nest. Departing from your place of safety leads to pain. You looked to the horizon and thought flight was the answer. So what does this mean? It's like such a metaphor, and it's right in our Bible. It's God's word. Appreciate what you have. Value what you have. Love what you have. And then what does a narcissist do? They're never content with what they have. They never love what they have. They never reciprocate that love. It's more and far deeper than, oh, I'm just not happy with you anymore. That's not how it works with a narcissist. So what happens to a husband or wife who flees their nest and their comfort where they were loved? They fly into troubled waters. They fly into pain. And really, ultimately, at the end of the day, because they actually deceive themselves, they're not just deceiving you. They're deceiving themselves. Their heart is known. Laying down on the pillow each night, those, as many of us know, they don't sleep well. But they choose to ignore that because they do have a conscience. They just ignore it. Just like you were ignoring God's voice telling you that there was something off in the situation. They do have that infliction, but it's self-induced pain. So remember your worth on your healing journey. And remember that you were never meant as God's child to be living under a cloak of lies. And that's exactly what a narcissist is. So on my healing journey, on your healing journey, I'm just going to choose a Mother Mary message. She is the ultimate unconditional love and nurturing. So this message is for you on your healing journey. Remember that God is our shield, and through Christ we can do all things. So I know when you're hurting and when you're feeling like it's impossible to overcome the abuse, and having the realization that you've been deceived by a deceiver who came to your life to destroy you, legit, and they show you that in the end, trust me. The level of disdain that you feel spewing out of them when their arrogance and their pride because they found somebody else to groom, you will feel and see, sometimes through the black eyes, how much they really were sent to destroy you. Never unsee that. So the message for you on your healing journey to remember your worth is optimism. I expect good things to happen, and they do. You may not be on this path in the journey yet of your healing, but stay optimistic, because let me tell you, when the narcissist I was with thought he was throwing me away because he found something shinier, a new fuel source, I was devastated. I'm still dealing with the betrayal and the aftermath, but on my healing journey, because I have turned it all back to God, I am feeling very optimistic. And if you're not there yet, it's okay. Just meet yourself where you're at. You will get there, I promise you. If you go no contact, sever all ties, stay optimistic, commune with God morning, noon, night, in the vehicle, in the yard, in a group of friends, connect with God, breathe in that unconditional love, stay optimistic that the worst days are behind you if the narcissist is no longer in your life, because when you're first, quote, thrown away by them, it doesn't feel like that. You will come to the realization, like I did, that God intervened and showed and revealed to you, and although it felt painful at the time, God reveals to you the truth of what a narcissist is, because she does not want you to be cloaked in a whole mess and nightmare of a lie, and that's what a narcissist is. So stay optimistic. You are worthy of love, of admiration, of integrity, of vulnerability, and you are so worthy of not being just an option to these trifling, deceiving, manipulating liars. Your option is to choose you. Again, I know it's not easy. You have to go through the grieving process, but I encourage you to cling to the divine and lay all your hurts at God Creator's feet and keep filling up with your worthiness, unconditional love like Mother Mary, and nurture yourself. I hope this was helpful for you, episode 36. Until the next time, shalom, shalom.